Man, what a great mod. I really mean this, I think this mod is fascinating. The True Brake is an immense upgrade for your pedals. It's one at least that you should consider. This story started as a bit of a joke. I was doing the TLCM brake upgrades video and I decided to find something that was out of the box, out of the ordinary for the Logitech pedals. You know, stuff that is outside of elastomer rubbers, but something that is still reasonable enough to purchase instead of just a full pedal conversion. I learned about this upgrade a few months back, and at the price it is, and it's quite expensive, 55 quid, I was like, how good can it be? You could very well make the case that for a little over 100 pounds, you can buy a new load cell pedal set like the Fanatec CSL or the Trustmaster TLCMs. Nonetheless, if you are in the Logitech ecosystem, stick around because there is much more than meets the eye with this mod. The pedal set comes in a few different spring ratings, from 15 to 38 kilo. I got the hardest spring rate one and it's quite stiff. The box is simple, but the components for the brake are excellent. Quality-wise, I just wish more companies would bring this type of quality into sim racing. All the parts are made out of machined aluminum, and to the touch they just scream quality. In the package there is a bumper and a few buffers, so the brake's travel can be adjusted. The bumper works also as a preload. The brake is a linear potentiometer, it's not a load cell, but honestly, I think it's quite close. The installation is pretty straightforward, it's just made lengthy by the 2000 screws Logitech decided to use on their design. You may need to remove the brake pedal from the cradle if some of your tools are too long, but then again, that's only 4 extra screws. Then it's the case of removing the whole assembly, rewiring the system as well as grounding it. It should take you about 15 to 20 minutes depending on your proficiency with tools. The result is a pedal with an extremely short throw. It does require quite a big force to engage. While the test was done only on the cockpit, it's obvious that 38 kilo will be too strong to be used on the floor. I would assume that the 15 kilo or even the 20 kilo version would be possible to use on a carpet, but would always recommend something heavier behind it. It's in a test with a scenario that I know of, which is the Lexus around here at Nürburgring, that I can see the value of something like this brake. It's a very good way to see how a different hardware compares to my regular setup. Even though in this case I have to use a different wheel. But in the past I've done a video against the DD1 with the G923 with different pedals, showing that it's not the wheel that matters, it's mostly the pedal. Hence, this scenario is very, very important. My best lap around here with my kit is around a 154.8. All of this in the same conditions. So with the tires more or less warmed up now, let's try to do a better lap. Not the best of drivers, but I'll do my best to try to get that value closer to the 154.8. What I can see with this pedal set, with this brake, is that it's extremely easy to modulate it once you get the logic of it, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Basically, the rubber ball that you see can be like a foam where you have a very small actuation, and believe it or not, and it might sound strange to say, this potentiometer is very close to a load cell. I'm using the same type of logic as I would use with a load cell, much different than I would use, of course, with the regular Logitech G93 pedal or the brake. I am telling my brain to try to remember forces exerted instead of just length like you have with the regular G93. And we have over here with something that, you know, I'm using a different wheel, not much of a warm-up. I'm doing a 55.4. I'm within 0.6 of a second, and I can do much better than this. Even though they say this is only 38 kilo, it does feel that the brake is heavier than that. And in order to fully actuate it, you do need to put some force into it. It's not too dissimilar from the Fanatec CSL, maybe a little bit less. Man, what a great mod. The Logitech G923 is an excellent piece of kit, and because it's compatible with the consoles, it's possible to see that the usefulness of this mod is not only exclusive to the PC, but everywhere where consistent braking and fine-tuning of the brake force are required. So for something like competitive Gran Turismo, I would see an amazing opportunity to step up your game, since Logitech does not offer a better pedal set, and because of it, an upgrade to a different ecosystem would be required. In Gran Turismo, I definitely saw an improvement in my braking as well. Now, would I recommend the AXC True Brake? I know it's expensive, it's 130 pounds removed from a new pedal set with load cell, but I think it's worth the money. This is the closest thing I felt to a load cell brake while being a potentiometer-based system. The similarities are uncanny. My brain was using the same logic as the potentiometer pedals that I'm currently using, so it's good, and I'm able to mirror more or less and keep up with the times that I'm doing with the V3s, while at the same time using a different wheel. Once again, remember the video that I've done last year where it wasn't the case with the stock Logitech pedals. Brake force wise, while the version I've chosen only has 38 kilos, it's eerily similar to the new CSL pedal sets in terms of force needed to actuate it. It feels pretty excellent on the brake. Because of all of these reasons, I would recommend a True Brake, especially if you want to stick around with your Logitech ecosystem. At this price point, it won't be on everyone's menu, but quality is expensive and this product is quality. Nonetheless, if you are looking for an upgrade for your current pedal set, check out the video on the left, the Thrustmaster TLCM versus the Fanatec CS LDD. They are both great pedals, and one of these two could be your next pedal set.